Drew's not here today, so a short person is here. Yeah. So welcome. Good morning to everybody. Okay, I'm Reverend Madalyn Wade, and I'm here, and I want to really welcome you, because this is such a magical place, the Center for Spiritual Living, Tacoma. And if you're here in person, awesome. And if you're online, we're so glad you're with us today. And our musicians are Betty Yangco, yay, on clarinet. And then ChristineEss, yes, thank you, Young. And she's on keyboard and singing and all. And then, of course, Pete's here, Pete Beresford, for our percussion. Oh, yes, it's so beautiful. And our speaker today is the Reverend Eric Odell. Thank you. So let's also take a moment to recognize all the beautiful souls who are here in service. And we've got India Grace, Gary Wade, Ronald Edens, Mona Williams, Angelina O'Connor, Sherry Gilliard, Rose Palmer, Marge Pearson, Sue Bob Davis, and hospitality. And we're grateful for each and every one of you. And you know what? It's so fun to serve. So let's give them a round of applause. Okay, I'm going to try and keep announcements short, but we'll see how it goes. Please see your program for important information and all this amazing things that happen here in community. And we also want to let the people who are online know that you could go to csltacoma.org and get a full calendar and everything about what's happening and what we're up to. I mean, it's like this center's schedule is packed, and there's something for everybody here. So the practitioners will be in the prayer room at the end of the service if you'd like to have some prayer work done. And I can't say enough about prayer work. Having a treatment is so very powerful in healing. Or you're celebrating and in deep, deep gratitude. So it's the full spectrum. It's just a beautiful thing. So I don't want you to not do that if your heart wants you to. Okay, and then if you're new today, I'd like you to raise your hand and wave at us. And what we'll do is, and please keep your hand up, we will give you a welcome packet. Oh, you already got it? Good. Yep, we're on it. Because it's got all sorts of good stuff in there. And it's also a Get Connected card. So please fill that out and put it in the offering basket when it comes around. It's just, connecting is so important, especially in this day and age. So I want to encourage everybody to do that. And you're also invited to play with us after service, because we're going to have a potluck downstairs. So you've got that going on as well. So yes, okay. Deep breath. So the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, joyful spiritual community. And we're connected through a shared set of values, principles, and practices. And we practice them. We do them. We awaken and embody our understanding of oneness with the source and all of life. We're committed to individual transformation, healthy relationships, and being a beneficial presence in our community and the planet. Our vision is to create a world that is thriving in harmony. Woof. No, I love that there's a dog here today. It's like perfect. It's perfect. Okay. Your presence, including the dog, makes a positive difference, and you are most welcome here. Ruff. Okay. I see how this is going to go. And that's fine with me. See, if I stand up here, I'm actually taller. So, okay, now it's time for the minister's moment with me, right? Oh, no, your presence makes a positive difference, and you are most welcome. I just want to reinforce that. Because all of us do make a difference, even if we don't think so. You may do something really small that impacts somebody so powerfully. So I'm Reverend Madalyn Wade, and my husband Gary, who's up in the AV booth, and I moved here in January. And we moved here in January because we have a niece and 3 nephews. And then we also have, or those are great nieces, great niece, great nephews. And we also have nieces and nephews. And we love family. And there's nothing that would keep us away from family. Family and friends are priceless. So we left Grass Valley, Nevada City in California, and we moved up here. And it's been quite a journey. I have been in Science of Mind since 1990. I started out in the Bay Area in Oakland, and with Reverend Dr. Margaret Stortz. Some of you may know her. And she is amazing. She taught me to be a practitioner. And then if you just keep taking classes because you're curious, you never know what's going to happen. Next thing you know, you're a minister. But the thing is the impact that Science of Mind has had on my life is immense. I'm getting the chills. I cannot express how many gifts there have been through this teaching. It's so, so powerful. My husband and I got together, and and Dr. Margaret actually married us along with his uncle, but it's like, so I never thought I'd get married, so Science of Mind, okay, next thing you know, I'm married. Hello. And then, bless my husband, we've traveled the world together. And then we get involved, and next thing you know, I'm on the Religious Science International Board of Directors. And because, you go to a Silmar and you're sitting in the audience, and all of a sudden you get volunteered for something. So it's like divine, it's when to say yes and when to say no. And you pray and you know when to say yes and when to say no. And I said yes that time. And so, led to the international, the board, and then the Parliament of World Religions in Melbourne, Australia, where we got to see the Dalai Lama. And I got to sing, which I don't sing, on stage with the Agape Choir. So you never know what's next. And so you're doing your prayer treatment, and it's this or something better. Opening up to that expanse, that infinite possibility. And that's what I've done most of my life. And then when you wander off, that's when you come even more to connect with community. Because we all hold each other. We inspire each other. We love each other. And enough about me. Because I can get going, and I'm not going to. So I want to remind everybody that there is a potluck after service. So there's lots of food downstairs already. And I think I'm going to introduce Leslie because she has an announcement next.
Thank you, Reverend Madalyn. And welcome to our beautiful community. What a pleasure to have you here. Good morning. So we have been looking for and found a wonderful treasure in Mel Glaze, our new marketing director of marketing. And she is such a joy to work with. She's inspiring, insightful, and energizing. She's just a dream, and I'm so excited to have her on board. Mel, come on up. Mel is going to have a little gathering next Sunday after service. So she's here to tell you. Mel, this is CSL Tacoma.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be here, and really good to continue to get to know the community here. When I stepped foot into this community back in November, I had no idea that what I was getting myself into and what would transpire about 6 months later. It's really an honor to be able to serve this community. And so next Sunday, I'm hosting a marketing committee conversation twofold. Selfishly, I really would love to get to know more people in this community, and especially people who have been touched by the center and who have a desire to help us spread the message a little further and keeping it as organic and beautiful as it's been since I've been here. So after service next week, if you want to come hang out with me for about an hour, it's at 1? What does it say? 12:30? It's after service, so just, come hang out with me. We're going to talk about just, different places where you might see yourself getting involved based on kind of temperament or skill set that you have. And I'm just looking forward to getting to know you all and helping other people in this community get to know what's going on behind those doors, because it's pretty special. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Whew. And now we're going to have a video based on, from Melissa and Z about the Enneagram workshop.
Hello. My name is Melissa Felipe.
And my name is Z Egloff, and we're here to tell you a little bit about our workshop, the Enneagram Experience.
Yep. The Enneagram can show you aspects of yourself that may have been hidden to you in the past.
Yes, absolutely. It can also increase self-compassion and compassion for others.
Right, and because of that, then you get along better with other people.
And it's a wonderful tool for spiritual growth because it can point you to spiritual practices that will liberate you from your personality as opposed to perpetuating those blind spots.
Yes, it's made a huge difference in my life.
We've developed a unique way to teach the Enneagram using animal archetypes.
Yep, I'm a monkey.
And I'm an owl, but more on that later.
We also use guided meditation and role play that allow you to both embody and get an experience of interacting with every type.
Whether you're new to the Enneagram or you're a seasoned student, this workshop is for you.
Yep, see you there.
It's going to be on July 18th, Saturday, here. And I just found out I'm a monkey. You too? Yay, more monkeys. Okay. Oh, gosh, that's so funny. Yes, and the other thing that's, the richness in this center is amazing. And I've been in other centers, and so one of the things that we're rich about is wisdom. And each and every one of you in this room has wisdom. And what we're doing is we're writing letters to the teens for them to read at teen camp. So there's an email that Rose sent out with text reminders and everything, and there's videos of past services that you can preview and see the kids speaking from this podium, this place. And it's so important that we do that to support them. So I'm in the middle of drafting mine, but the deadline is July 8th, I believe, yes. And so if you could email those to Rose, because then the kids will have a folder and they can read all these letters of support and wisdom. And this is so imaginative. Yes, it just gives me chills again, too. Okay, and moving on to the next, blessings. Tacoma Pride is going to be on July 11th. And if you have questions or want more information, Leslie is available for that. She can give you some details on that. And then I want to reiterate something that some people know, but if you're new, you won't know this. And that is that in the back of your seat, there is a sites piece of paper, and it says gratitude on it. And there is nothing, well, I shouldn't say it that way. Gratitude is just so, so powerful. So if you're grateful for something, go ahead and write it on the piece of paper And then what happens on Sundays is Drew will read them from the podium, just reinforcing. And gratitude, you can be gratitude for something that hasn't shown up yet. I know, I'm accepting, I'm grateful for. Yeah. I'm sure some people did that before the Seahawks games. Yeah, I'm grateful for the win, because there was so much energy in here after that. Oh my God. Yeah, so it could be almost anything. But if it comes up in your heart and your mind, write it down, and then go ahead and put it in the offering. And then Drew will read them, I guess next week. I'm not sure how the turnaround time is. But I just wanted to reiterate this because it's so powerful. Gratitudes, yes. So what I'd also like to do is take us inside for a moment and have a moment of celebrating peace and why it's important for us to use our essence to imagine that peace in the world, to accept and know the truth of that peace lives in each and every one of us. So let's take a moment to go within and close your eyes if you like. Let's breathe that in. Accept and know peace. And open your eyes when you're ready. And we're going to get started with beautiful music.
Good morning. I always ask Spirit to guide me. And of course, I'm looking at the theme, life, liberty, and justice, and happiness for all. And something told me from listening to Reverend Madalyn to go with gratitude. And sometimes you don't realize how good you have it. So here we go. Father, Mother God, knowing that the breath that I breathe is the breath that you provide, knowing that you are all present, omnipotent, omniscient, and right here, right now with me. And as I know that I am one with God, I know that each person within the sound of my voice is also one with God, that God is the very presence that is living and breathing in, as, and through them. And so I know today as we move forward in this service, celebrating liberty, celebrating happiness, celebrating joy, celebrating life, I know it's all about you, Spirit. I know that you have provided the way. I know, as I always say, that you go before me to make the crooked places straight. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this truth for each person here in this sanctuary. I know this truth for each person that is listening online. And I say thank you. Thank you for family and friends. Thank you for the center. Thank you for Reverend Odell. Thank you for life, for love, for peace, for joy, for abundance. Thank you for family. Thank you for community. Thank you for all of this and so much more. And so now I release my word into the full activity of love and law, knowing that my word will not return to me void. I let go, I let God, and I anchor this by saying, and so it is.
So as we embrace that time of meditation and prayer, I'd like to invite you all to sing with me and just let that meditative state wash over you. If you want to just listen, you can, but the lyrics will be up on the screen. I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's love. That's all there is to it. Let's sing that again. I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's love. I pray and turn within. I pray and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I pray and turn within. I pray and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's love. sing and turn within. I sing and turn within. I sing and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I sing and turn within. I sing and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's love. I sing and turn within. I sing and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I sing and turn within. Oh, I sing and turn within. Oh, I open up my heart and feel God's love. I open up my heart and feel God's love. I open up my heart and feel God's love.
So our reading today is from Ernest Holmes, originally published in the Science of Mind magazine in July 1953. My prayer for my country. Believing in divine destiny of the United States of America and in the preservation of liberty, security, and self-expression for all, I offer this, my prayer for my country. I know that divine intelligence governs the destiny of the United States of America, directing the thought and the activity of all who guides its affairs. I know that success, prosperity, and happiness are the gifts of freedom and the divine heritage of everyone in this country, that they are now operating in the affairs of every individual in this country. I know that divine guidance enlightens the collective mind of the people of this country, causing it to know that economic security may come to all without the loss of either personal freedom or individual expression. I know that no one can believe or be led to believe that personal freedom must be surrendered in order to ensure economic security for all. The all-knowing mind contains the answers to every problem which confronts this country. I know that every leader in this country is now directed by this all-knowing mind and has the knowledge of a complete solution to every problem. Each is impelled to act upon this knowledge, to the end that abundance, security, and peace shall come to all. And I know that the spiritual democracy shall endure, guaranteeing to everyone in this country personal liberty, happiness, and expression.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our
I know most countries, or all countries, have an anthem. I think, hands down, ours is probably the hardest one to sing. So thank you for that. I had a funny experience this morning. I'm Reverend Eric Odell, by the way. I went to ministerial school with Drew, and it's always a delight to be invited to speak here. So I'm very happy to be with you this morning. I had this funny experience. My friend Joyce handed me this American flag pin. And I had a moment because I was like, am I going to put this on? And I wasn't sure. I noticed, or I remembered, that I studiously avoid wearing red, white, and blue. And so I think that speaks to my ambivalence about identifying myself with this tribe. And yet at the same time, I'm so American. I'm so American that when I go to Canada, I feel like a foreigner. Okay? Like, the drugstores are Duane Reade. It's not CVS, right? The signs are in French as well as English. What the hell? Like, every little thing that's different than in America is like very highlighted for me. I spoke here last year on 4th of July weekend. So this thing happened. Drew called me up and he said, would you speak on July 4th weekend? And I immediately said yes, because if I'm free, I'm always wanting to be here. And then I went, oh, I spoke here last 4th of July weekend, last year. And I had that panic that ministers have when it's Easter or Christmas, because like, what am I going to say I haven't said already? And I want to tell you, I gave a fantastic talk last year. And you can watch it online, July 6, 2025, America is a Divine Idea. Definitely watch it. It said a lot that I wanted to say about America. And so I kind of struggled ever since I said yes. But, you know, I am divinely guided, at least that's the theory. And I did come up with a few snicky snacks, and it turns out I have some more things to say about America. Some people love America unconditionally and claim we can do no wrong. And some people hate America unconditionally and claim we do nothing right. And then there's the vast majority of us who have mixed feelings about America. Anyone besides me have mixed feelings? Okay, there you go. It's a mixed bag. America is both Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Some people think Barack Obama is a saint, and some people think he's the devil incarnate. And some people think Donald Trump is a saint, and some people think he's the devil incarnate. No wonder we feel divided. We are both. We are both of that. And some other people don't care who's in the White House, think it has nothing to do with them, and are just trying to make it through another day. There's some people for whom politics is just cloud cuckoo land, right? To me, America is like a favorite uncle who's turned into a belligerent drunk. You want him to turn up at the table, but you kind of also hope he doesn't show up. It's like a movie that was rather exciting, but it's gotten bogged down and become confusing in the middle, and sometimes you want to leave the theater, but you also want to know how it turns out. America is like a game. You can't avoid playing, but the rules seem to be changing all the time. If you're having a bad time, you feel bad. But if you're having a good time, you feel guilty about it. At least that's how it is to me. There is so much that is great about America, and there is so much that is truly awful. You know? Right? Am I speaking the truth? Yes. I recently had this great vacation in America, and I'm in New York City. And I went to the Metropolitan Museum. And I went to the American Wing, and there was a piece of art, and it was a gorgeous Tlingit Native American cape. And it had shells, and it was red and black and white. And then at the bottom, there was a panel, and it was a recreation of a letter that George Washington wrote to a general in the 1850s about the goal is to completely wipe out the tribes in western New York State. and to kill as many people as possible and take as many slaves as possible. So we're a mixed bag, right? We have high ideals, and then we have very bad behavior. We are the richest nation in the history of the world, but 10% of us live below the poverty line. I mean, we are the richest nation in the history of humanity, and 10% live below the poverty line. We have not gotten our act together, and approximately 770,000 are homeless. We could and we should do better, and I claim that we will do better. That's my claim. This is where religious science comes in. We are not done. Amen? Is anybody here done? Has anybody here realized everything? Is anybody here doing the absolute best that you will ever do? No. And I just want to say, no human being, and I mean no human being, needs $1 billion. You can't even spend that. If you just went to the store all day long every day, you couldn't spend $1 billion. Well, on the other hand, this nation is full of great people doing great things. It is important also, when in the midst of despair about the state of the world, to remember that we live in the age of miracles. We fly through the air, we float up staircases, we can call anyone, anywhere on the planet. You can take out your phone and call Antarctica and say, take a picture of a penguin. It's like on Star Trek. Sliding glass doors magically open when we walk up to them. We have video conferencing, use handheld medical scanners, and while most of our ancestors could not read or write and never had access to a single book, we can now download the collected, printed knowledge of the entire world and walk around with an enormous library at the touch of our fingertips. No one in human history has what we have. Everybody take a deep breath and let it go. You walk into most grocery stores, and the fruit and the produce of the entire planet. You want some obscure thing from Ghana, you want some weird spice, I shouldn't say weird, but some fabulous spice from Southeast Asia, you got it. Right? Weird to me, not to them. Right? We have so much. We're realizing medical breakthroughs every day. I just heard that Children's Hospital in Philadelphia is using gene editing to eliminate some serious inherited genetic diseases, and is now giving kids normal lives who would have died, who wouldn't have made it past childhood. Like, we live in the age of miracles. The blind shall see, the deaf shall hear, the lame shall walk. It's real. Take a breath. So it's not all bad news, far from it. My talk title today is Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness. We've heard this phrase so many times, it's easy to forget that this is an organizing principle of the United States. I think we have this habit as human beings to construct and erect physical representations of a high ideal. So we have Stonehenge, we have the pyramids, and we have the Sphinx and the golden calf, and we have the big Jesus on top of the hill in Rio, right? And what does America have? The Statue of Liberty. That's our goddess, that's our ideal, that's our organizing principle. It stakes a claim on who we can and want to be, and I think it's worth taking a look at. I want to start by drawing our attention to the mottos of a few other countries. So if life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is maybe our motto, in Chile, the motto is, by reason or by force. Cuba, fatherland or death. Fiji, fear God and honor the king. Luxembourg, we want to remain the same. Austria, Austria's destiny is to rule the world. No shade, but I like our motto much better. Amen? Coined by Thomas Jefferson in the United States Declaration of Independence, this phrase asserts that all individuals are born with innate, universally deserved rights, and that the primary purpose of government is to protect these inherent human rights. The concept can be broken down into three distinct messages. Life, the fundamental right to physical survival, safety, and existence without the threat of arbitrary harm or unjust death. Liberty, the freedom to live, think, act, and speak without oppressive interference or control by the government, as long as it does not infringe upon the rights of others. Like you can't yell fire in a crowded theater and there's no fire. Pursuit of happiness, rooted in classical philosophy, this does not merely mean the right to fleeting pleasure or wealth. Instead, it represents the lifelong quest for personal flourishing, intellectual development, self-regulation, and the opportunity to build a meaningful and productive life. You know, it's the pursuit of happiness. It's not, it could have been the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. That would have been good, but I didn't pick. And that's only for me, because some people, spiritual enlightenment is not their idea of happiness. So it's you know, it allows for different interpretations of what that means, and that's very generous. That's a very generous thing. By stating citizens have the right to pursue happiness rather than a guarantee of happiness itself, the founders emphasized the freedom for individuals to choose their own paths, professions, and moral goals while holding the responsibility to govern their own passions and actions. So it puts a lot of responsibility on us. I think that I want to talk about this divine idea. So this is a new thought center, right? If you didn't know that, if you're new here, it's called religious science, but it's actually new thought. And it's this idea that it is thoughts. It is that we are a constantly evolving collective being, and our mind and consciousness is always expanding, which means we get to have new thoughts. And this idea to live for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness was a new thought. It was a radical idea. It's like a virus that just landed and went through the planet. I think there's a direct line between, oh, did I skip? As a minister, here we go. Whew, you're saved, I almost skipped a page. As a minister in New Thought tradition, I have to point out that these ideas were pretty radical for the late 1700s. Like the people of Fiji today, whose motto is, fear God and honor the king, most human beings in the late 1700s lived under some form of monarchy and were expected to fear God and honor the king, as in obediently and unquestionably serve the king. And it's really, you know, how many people have watched The Crown, the TV series The Crown about the British royal family? You know, it was a great series, but I really came to despise the royal family as a result of watching this, because like, Your Highness, come on. Ridiculous. And humanity lived always with a king or a queen or a chieftain or a dictator or somebody who was supposedly above everyone else. And we are fundamentally this radical idea that we would be equal. That's a new thought, and I'm grateful. I recently heard Beethoven's Complete Ninth Symphony for the first time, and I was struck by the poem he set to music in the famous fourth movement. La da 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 dee dee da da dee da 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 da, right? Well, this is the poem. This is an interpretation. It was first published in 1785 by the German writer Friedrich Schiller. Oh, friends, no more of these warring sounds. Let us sing more joyful songs, more full of joy. Joy, that bright spark of divinity, daughter of heaven, fire inspired, we enter thy sanctuary. Thy magic power reunites all that custom has divided. All men become brothers under the sway of thy gentle wings. All creatures drink of joy at nature's breast. Just and unjust alike taste of her gift. She gave us kisses and the fruit of the vine, a true friend to the end. Even the worm can feel contentment, and the cherub stands before God, gladly, like the heavenly bodies which spirits set on their courses through the splendor of the firmament. Thus, brothers, you should run your race as a hero going to conquest. You millions, I embrace you. This kiss is for all the world. The idea that an individual could love the world is a radical idea. I think there's a direct line between the Ode to Joy and the Declaration of Independence. And John Lennon's song, Imagine. Imagine there's no countries. I wonder if you can. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Let's take a deep breath. This is a radical idea. Peace and universal prosperity. And this center and this teaching, a religion invented or formed in the early 20th century, is a part of that. The Baha'i faith is an idea, is a similar idea. It's another religious idea that came up in the Middle East, saying we are all brothers and sisters. We could all be peaceful. We could all be loving. And this center and everything that we do is dedicated towards furthering that radical idea that someday will be so normal that future generations will look back at us as barbarians. The way we look back to people who, when they were going to have a hanging in Europe centuries ago, it was like a big party, and they had songs they would sing on the way to go watch somebody get hanged. And we say that's barbaric. People are going to look at us and go, how barbaric. To me, the overarching gesture or evolution in human thinking is, during my lifetime, is the creation and consciousness of a global village. It's so easy today to know instantly anything that's going on almost anywhere on the planet. This is what modern technology has made possible, an interweaving internet. We're the internet time. There was a time before the internet. Seems like ancient history now. We started out as small bands of primates ruled by an alpha male. Gradually, we formed tribes as we began to think of ourselves in larger and larger groups. Then we became the people of the valley, or the people of the mountain, or the people of the savanna, or the people of the ocean. We became clans, then nations, and then empires, races, religions, and now ideologies travel easily across borders and continents. The sense of who each of us is constantly expanding. So I think of myself as a gay activist. I think of myself as a Seattleite. I think of myself as a religious science minister. I think of myself as a fan of Project Runway. I think of myself as an American. I think of myself as part of a movement towards a time of universal peace and prosperity. Each of you thinks of yourselves as much more than, the 3 or 5 people in your family you can stand. The dream of universal peace and prosperity is our highest and best possibility. It's my dream. It's my fervent desire to see all wars cease and every being to have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I want to return to the mottos of 2 other countries. For South Korea, the motto is to broadly benefit the human world. Pretty great. And Panama, for the benefit of the world. That's where we're headed. I think we're going to leave behind fatherland and death. Perhaps someday you'll join us and the world will live as one.
Much. Keep making me cry. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, it's that wonderful time where we get to celebrate the offering and celebrate the prosperity and abundance of all of us in community. So if the greeters could come forward, and we'll say these words together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, and all that I receive. With infinite gratitude, so it is. Thank you, Benny and Pete. Wow. So The gratitude for these offerings is beyond measure because it benefits this center and organizations that we tie to beyond. And it's so powerful as we share our abundance because it increases ours as well. So thank you all. So it is, yes. Okay.
What a wonderful service. Full of life, full of love, full of knowledge, full of peace and hopefulness. And so let's go within. Father, Mother God, I thank you. Knowing that all that there is because of you, Spirit. Knowing that you are right here in this room and that you are in everywhere in this universe. That you are the divine essence that lives in each one of us. And I say thank you. And so I'm knowing that I am one with God. And I know that each person is one with God. And I say thank you. And so I speak my word right here and right now, Father, Mother God, knowing that an intellectual healing has gone on today. A healing that allows us to know that we have the power, that we have freedom, that we have liberty, and that we have happiness, regardless of appearances. So as this healing prayer, as I go forth with this healing prayer today, I just know that Spirit works miracles in each person's life. And I love the phrase that we're in the age of miracles. Miracles happen. I think that anything is possible through Spirit, the very Spirit that lives and breathes in, as, and through me. So today, as a healing prayer, I ask that if you have something on your heart, if you have something on your mind, take it to the altar. Talk to Spirit about it. Talk to God about it. And open one's heart. I know that my heart is open and my mind is open to hear the words of Spirit. That as I ask, Spirit says yes. And so today I know that if there's something on your heart, on your mind, please don't walk away. Don't leave here without knowing. I thank God for this day. I thank God for ChristineEss and Pete. I thank God for our audiovisual team, for our greeters, for our ushers. I thank God for Reverend Madalyn. I thank God for Reverend Odell, Eric Odell. I thank God for our audiovisual, for our practitioners, for each person that is here. I say thank you, Spirit. I thank God for life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. I thank God for all this and so much more. And so now I release my word into the full activity of love and law, knowing that my word will not return to me void. I anchor this by saying, and so it is.
Yeah, yay, Mona. Oh, so as we go out and we spread our blessings, our joys, our gratitudes in the world, have fun, be love, and go downstairs and eat. Have a great week.
Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. A joy, I'm feeling joy in my Together we rise, together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy, together we rise. Together we rise, together we rise. Standing in beloved community, together we rise, together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy, together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy, together